Brandon Allen against Paul Craig, aka Paul Craig, goes down this weekend. Who will win the fight and why in this video, guys? Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Salam alaikum to everyone.
So number 13 ranked middleweight Paul Craig takes on number 10 ranked middleweight Brandon Allen in Paul Craig's second fight at middleweight. If you don't know it, Paul Craig used to fight at light heavyweight, was a title contender there. I mean, he is still the only one to ever beat Magomed Ankalaev. He's also the last one, I think, to beat and TKO, submit him at the same time, Jamal Hill, the kind of still in a way backup champion of the light heavyweight division. So he was a serious contender there, and now he just decided to move down after a 2-fight losing streak, move down to middleweight to try his luck there, cut some weight, and it paid out. He won his debut against Andre Muniz by third round, TKO by ground and pound strikes. Looked pretty good in there. His striking looked a lot improved, because that was always his biggest problem, because Paul Craig is a grappler. He's a phenomenal submission artist, but his striking was always meh. But it looked much better now in his debut at middleweight against Andre Muniz. Andre Muniz is also the second last opponent of Brandon Allen. He fought him as well this year. Also defeated him by submission though in the third round. So both of the guys are famous for the grappling game. Brandon Allen is also famous for his submissions. He has a lot of submissions. I think out of his last 4 wins, 3 of them are by submission and 1 by decision. So most people think, okay, it comes down to who has the better grappling. But that, in my opinion, is not the case in this fight. What you have to see is, first of all, Paul Craig is 35 years old, whilst Brandon Allen is 27 years old. When you are 35 years old, of course, in heavier divisions, you can still pull it off, but you are normally not improving by miles anymore after a fight. Normally. He looked better in his last fight than he looked in his previous fight in Brazil against Johnny Walker, but still, if you're 27 years old, you are not even hitting your prime. Brandon Allen has so much. It's not like he's a newbie that had like 2 fights in the UFC now. He has a lot of octagon time. And Brandon Allen is just evolving and evolving and evolving. And what you have to see is, it's not like Brandon Allen trains in, I don't know, a hillbilly gym.
A silly little hillbilly.
Brandon Allen trained at Sanford, Killcliff FC, sorry, they changed the name. Killcliff FC. In probably the best gym when it comes, or together with, it's the best welterweight gym, I would say. Middleweight, it's probably Extreme Couture, but I will do a video about the best gyms for each weight class soon, so stay tuned for that. Let's say one of the best gyms for welter/middleweight fighters. Killcliff FC. This training room is filled with killers. You have the best coaches you could wish for, you have the best training partners you could wish for, honestly. Whilst Paul Craig trains in Scotland, he of course has some good training partners there, but you cannot compare this to a Killcliff FC. So you have a guy that is younger, has, in my opinion, much better striking. Brandon Allen is a much more well-rounded guy than Paul Craig. Paul Craig, I say it again, his striking looked improved in his last fight, but other than his right high kick, his rear high kick, I didn't see anything that really impressed me. Like, Paul Craig is not fast. He is pretty predictable with his strikes, in my opinion, and he's not the best at blocking them, especially not countering. When Paul Craig gets hit, it's just like he's not like the typical McGregor counter guy. He's more like, I get hit like, oh, you know what I mean? He's not too dangerous in the stand-up. Of course, everyone with 4 rounds gloves is dangerous in a way, but he's not a dangerous stand-up fighter. His stand-up does not impress me at all.
I'm not impressed by your performance.
Brandon Allen, even though he's a grappler, has very impressive stand-up. He has great boxing, great technique, great combinations as well, goes a lot to the body. Sets up his combinations and lands as well. And he can get you out of there. He might not be the biggest one-shot knockout guy, but he will do it with volume and nice combinations. Especially if he has you against the fence, he will unleash on you. He will not hold back. And I think this will be the big equalizer, because I believe Paul Craig, you have to see, Paul Craig is not a double leg machine. Paul Craig is not a guy who gets you. He's a D1 wrestler. He's more the type of guy who waits for you to knock him down and then come into your guard. That's definitely something that Brandon Allen needs to watch out for. If he knocks him down or something, don't just blindly follow him into his guard because Paul Craig will wait for you to set up a triangle, his famous triangle. But the thing is, Brendan Allen, even there, is very good. He's not a guy that just postures up and just lets his hand float and gives you everything you need to submit him. Look at his fight against Muniz, because he knew how dangerous Muniz is on the ground. The way he advanced from full guard to half guard to side control was so smart and tactical and not exposing anything for any submission. Beautiful, just watch it back, amazing stuff. And as I said, Paul Craig is not a big takedown threat, and Brendan Allen has phenomenal takedown defense. I mean, look at the Andre Muniz fight again. Paul Craig took Muniz down 2 times. I am 100% certain, especially the first one, Muniz wanted to go to the ground. Like that, you can't tell me that was a takedown. He just held his body and walked a little bit forward. Like Brendan Allen will definitely defend that one. So I just don't see Paul Craig giving him anything significant in the stand-up. I don't see him taking him down. The only way I see for Paul Craig to win that fight is if Brendan Allen knocks him down, takes him down, whatever, and Paul Craig locks up a submission. So hey, if you're a betting guy and you like to have some fun, Paul Craig is the underdog, plus 300, I believe, or something. Why not put a small amount of money for fun on Paul Craig by submission? But I do believe that Brendan Allen is just too technical, too slick, too fast, too young.
You're too slow and too stiff. You're stiff as a board. I'd snap you in half.
Too much of a good middleweight, because Paul Craig cuts a lot of weight that will affect his chin as well, because of all the brain fluids and stuff. I talked about this several times in the video. I can make a detailed video about it if you want. This will affect his chin. I do believe Brendan Allen will win this fight, and for the way of winning the fight, I go with decision. It's a 5-round main event. It's tough to say that it goes 5 rounds because they are both finishers, but I do believe they cancel out each other's ground game, which is their strength, and I do believe that Paul Craig will somehow survive from getting KO'd. But that's definitely a possibility that Brendan Allen knocks him down and TKOs him. But I go with decision. Brendan Allen by unanimous decision against Paul Bear Chew Craig this Saturday night. What is your prediction? Write it in the comments, guys. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel. I would highly appreciate that. And that you don't get submitted by Paul Craig or Brendan Allen. Make sure to get your sleep in. Until the next one, bye-bye. Bloodsport out.